What's going on, guys? We're back once again, and we are not in a party. Everyone can hear us. Give me 1 sec. Let's try that one again. Welcome back to the Republic of Motorsport, round 14, the British Grand Prix at the iconic, the legendary Silverstone here up in Towcester in the UK. The home circuit for a lot of these drivers here today, and we do have an earlier start to the normal listed programming. We normally run about 4:30, but due to the Portimao Portuguese Grand Prix today, a bit later on, we are going at 12:30 today. So in the house we have ROM Ford as well as Ludlow. We've got Drazzy front half. We've got Maitland, Yanni Ans, Westerns, the big man Snipes, Lawn, Celtic. We've got Lambert. We've got Cosme, Aki, and James. Welcome to the grid, boys. We've got a short qualifying format as always. We've got 16 minutes remaining. We've got quite a few cars out on track so far. And give us an update in terms of the weather if you do get one. A real driver circuit, this one, iconic circuit, real fast flowing. Favourite for a number of the drivers just due to the demanding nature of it, and very easy to invalidate. You've got to abuse those track limits to the extreme, and a great, you can really follow around here, you can really attack. The DRS is perfectly situated down Hanger Straight, as well as that first straight as well, the Wellington straight. So we've got a ride on board with CSR Maitland to kick us off with a lap. Very important to get good traction out of these final few corners as we come up to the Hamilton straight, which has been newly named after the big man. I mean, he's got all these dubs around here. How many Silverstone Grand Prix has he got now? I think it's around 6 or something like that, something mad. And the guy is an absolute beast around here. These corners here, very easy to lose traction out of here. We're quite careful on the power, and it's going to benefit you all the way down this Wellington straight with the DRS in effect. We've got the engine turned up with the ERS as well. Of course, we have a purple sector because no one's set a lap time yet. And coming around the final corner for the old layout, getting very wide there, trying to get the car straight as soon as possible and get on the loud pedal as early as you dare as we come up the National Pit Straight. This is where the support series have their paddock. Like the Formula 2 cars will be stationed there, the Formula 3s as well on a race weekend. And coming up to the fast flowing Beggets section here, and very rewarding sector. You need to carry the highest minimum speed, shall we say, through there, and get a good launch onto the Hanger Straight. This is where you're going to see a lot of overtaking opportunities in the Grand Prix itself. I've seen some legendary battles with Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen through there over the years, and Maitland has just disappointed us and not completed a lap. So let's gonna fly on by to someone that is gonna complete a lap. We haven't seen this man in quite a while. One of the founders, ROM Celtic. He's in the Scarlet Ferrari, and the clouds descending. Oh, big kick of oversteer there. We've got a few lap times popping in. We've got ROM Ford with a 24.894, James at 24.961, a 25.234 for Westerns, Lambert to 25.242. We've got Aki Ang with a 26.1, and not surprising to see Celtic going to abort that lap, but he's going to use the same set of tyres to kick off another lap. So let's catch up with the man who's in form, and he's got that beautiful blacked out Benz. I call it the Batmobile, this baby, man, because it's one of the best liveries over the years. This car is an iconic livery for me, of course, empowered by the movement. Black lives do matter, people, and Lewis Hamilton really flying the flag for the movement and pushing F1 to change their ways, and his own team in actual fact as well. And it is a beautiful tribute to that as well, to see the Mercedes, the iconic silver arrows running the blacked out livery in respect of that, and just showing that we all race as one as well, which is the F1 slogan. So talking of Drazzy, this man Drazzy has been the man in form. He's had some great performances over the recent races, and he's looking to pick up where he left off. He's on the medium tyres as well. Not something that I've talked about much is what strategies we've got everyone on so far. And he's going to go second fastest on a medium tyre, so very respectable lap time there for Drazzy. And that is a 24.818 for Mr. A.B. Drazzy. Expect snipes as well. Oh, saying that, he's gone out on the soft tyre, so let's totally discredit that. Best lap times, Aki opted for the mediums. Strategy around here is a pretty easy. Soft to medium or vice versa, so you don't really need to stress too much about the strategy. And let's catch up with someone else who's going to be on a push lap at the moment in time. So we haven't really talked much about this guy, RCX Cosme. I'm not quite sure what nationality that is. Maybe Eastern European Cosme? Name rings a bell. But yeah, 29.7 to kick us off, and he's going to come around the corner. Is he going to improve? And it's a 28.6 for him. So some way off the pace. And we'll need to show some improvements here. Let's catch up with this man. The champion, reigning, defending, undisputed CSR, TSRC, HSA, ABR Tier 2, champion of the world, Mr. Snipes SB. Of course, one of our homeboys, one of our OGs, and he's here as a reserve driver. This man, he just loves the race, and he's a great example of how you should race: fair, clean, respectful, and yeah, Mr. Consistent is all I'm going to say. He just pumps in them laps time after time, and rarely do you see a mistake out of him. The amount of comparisons he gets to a certain LH, Lewis Hamilton, is quite undeniable. Just yeah, very similar driving styles, pace, consistency, and clean, fair racing. So 10 minutes remain of this qualifying session, and I need to shut up in a minute, because otherwise I'm going to get a sore throat. I am by myself today. Matthew Connerbeer has left me in the dust for a better life. Nah, it's good to see him out, having a bit of fun, enjoying life. Hope you are too. Enjoying some barbecues, some of the finer things in life, as Vettel is joining the session, and Snipes picks up his first lap with 24.8, and Maitland puts its provisional pole at 24.3 on the soft tyres. Very, very decent. So it's currently Maitland front half, Drazzy, Snipes. We've got B4, James Weston's, Lucky Lambert, Yanni Jans. We've got Aki, Cosme, Celtic, and Lalo. On Lawn, sorry. Let's not forget Lawn. Vettel's just joined, so he'll be hooking himself up with a seat in a moment. And good to see him on track. He'll be kicked to last position for the start of the race. Get the chat open. Let us know any predictions today. The F1 racer, is that B-Ford? I've got a feeling that's B-Ford. He's followed recently, big up for that. J Rose as well. Wasn't last in Q3. Thank you all very much for your support to the channel. Remember to follow, get over to the YouTube as well to see the full race highlights packages uploaded as well. And who have we got on a lap? Let's check in with the sister Mercedes. He's been Drazzy's wingman. I don't think he'll pay me to say that, but yeah, he's been consistent this year, has Lawn. Let's check in with his performances. So in the first round he scored 10 points, then 8 for 1, a DNF, and 8 points, 12 points, 8 for another DNF, a 12, a 15, and a 10. So he's had some good form over the last few races, has Lawn. And he's surging himself up the table, currently 5th in the standings. Checking in on the driver's standings, we've got ROM B-Ford leading the way on 221 points. He's had 6 wins, 2 pole positions, and 2 fastest laps to his name over the course of this season so far. Purple sector 2 for Lawn. That can be an indication of some good aerodynamics, a good stable setup there. You want a bit more of a slippery setup through sector 1 and 3 with those long straights through there. And he's going to come around the final corner. Let's see what he's going to kick off with. His lap time, and it's second fastest. But he was just saying he might be a wingman, but not on this. 24.444. All the 4s for LH. And we've got Vettel out on track. I don't think this lap will count in terms of putting him anywhere on the grid, but he's going to set one nevertheless. So who's a contender for pole? He's not on a lap at the minute, so we'll check in with front half. Celtic has retired from the sessions. It's like in pit lane. Quite early to do so. I do need my glasses, so if it has happened on track, let me know in the chat, boys. And typical Silverstone day. Threatening to rain, but it won't. Whenever I go to the race, it rains after the race normally, but not during. And I know you don't want to get drenched at the side of the track, but nevertheless, front half stays, was it a third at 24.5. Who's pushing? Let's have a little flick through. So we've got Mr. RSF1 Vettel. Good to see him on the grid. Vettel moved back to his original colours. Catching up on the driver standings. Yes, B Ford leading the charge, 221 points. 6 wins, 2 pole positions, 2 fastest laps. And that man in form, he's been resurgent second half of the year, is AB Drazzy. 175 points, 46 behind the leader in the drivers' standings. Only going to take 1 DNF or something for B Ford. And he's had 4 wins, 4 poles, no fastest laps for Drazzy. Tommy Real in third. He's missed 4 rounds. If he hadn't missed 4 rounds, where the hell are you today? Again. Come on, Tommy. Honestly, what are we doing here? In third, 127 points, 58 behind the next man ahead of him. And he's had 2 wins, 1 pole, no fastest laps. Then we got Pez. Again, where the hell are you? In bed, probably. I think there was a fight on last night. You bet UFC, whatever. But still not good enough. Vettel puts himself up to 7th. And yeah, Pez, 108 points. 19 behind third place. No wins, 2 poles though, and 2 fastest laps. Then we've got Lorne in 5th. Then we've got James Dacey, who's been missing for some time. He's not started the last 4, make that 5 Grand Prix now. We've got Lucky Lambert, front half, Yanni Jans, Western's Ludlow. We've got Snipes, who's just popped in. He was the winner last time out on his debut. Big up the man, Snipes. Then it's Maitland. 6 DNFs in a row. 6. You need to pull it out the bag, mate. Okay? Honestly. B Ford sitting way down the order. Still sitting in the garage. But yeah, your driver's standing. So yeah, Maitland down in 14th. Then we've got Vettel, who's been absent as well a lot. Conor Beer, who's stepped in for a couple of races. And then we got Pullen, Aki, D-Money. A bit early for him, seeing he's over stateside. Who else we got here? Stato, Cosme. He's only finished... Well, he's only entered 2 races, finished 1 of them and got 1 point. Then we've got Shaney Dunsworth, Camo and Givats. And I think it's the quiet before the storm now. Talking of Cosme, let's have a little ride on board with the Williams driver. In terms of the constructors' standings, it's actually Mercedes leading the charge. 267 points, 4 wins, 4 pole positions. But consistently getting both cars in the points, it seems. McLaren are behind them on 230 points, 37 points the gap. They have 6 wins to their name, 2 pole positions and 2 fastest laps. Then we have Ferrari in third on 171, a further 59 adrift. And they have 2 wins and 1 pole position to their name. Then we've got Racing Point, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Haas, Williams, Renault, who have been boosted by that signing of Snipes and getting some big points for the team. And Red Bull languishing at the back with 32 points. Of course, everyone has an equal crack at the whip, equal performance in all of these cars. That's why you could see a Williams or a Mercedes or even a Ferrari on the front row. But we'll just try and find out what's the weather, chaps, for the Grand Prix. Based on what we're seeing, I think it's going to be dry, but yeah, don't quote me on it. Yeah, calm before the storm. You're going to see a flood of cars exiting pit lane. a flurry of activity as everyone tries to be that last car out on track. Who's going to be the head of that charge? Looks like Maitland is one of the first to go out onto circuit. Oh, and that will help his tyres. There we go, 1 minute 30 seconds remaining of this short qualifying format. It's currently Maitland, Lawn, Fronhalf, Westerns, Ludlow, Drazzy, Vettel, Snipes. Strangely down in 8th position. Then Lambert, Beeford and James. That's all going to change in the next couple of minutes. As Beeford and Maitland fighting for track position. Who wants to get a tow? Maitland looking a bit scruffy here, as he's going to kick off the lap. Currently fastest, and I think we're going to ride on board with the man just behind him. Well, it's not, it's Aki who's giving him a bit of shtick by the look of it. There we go, everyone trying to get a bit of racing room. Let's see if the guy on provisional pole can improve his lap time. He's been solid in qualifying. It's his racecraft or his race performances that really need a lift. And he needs a good bag of points. And everyone now onto a flying lap, it seems. And he has beaten his personal and the best overall Sector 1 time. Can he keep it up through Sector 2? This is a really rewarding part of the circuit. Heading down to this right hander. When you look at this on track, this is a definite corner, but these guys don't even lift. I mean, the downforce on these cars, and you just see them sling around it. It's like a 90-degree corner, but they just ping straight around it, and it's a sight to behold. I sat there the last British Grand Prix that I got to go to. What would it have been? 2019, and to see the boys fly through there, Hamilton and Bottas going side by side on them opening laps, and damn, there's some. Yeah, definite bravery when you're just sending it through there. It's not even a corner from, like I say. But Vettel's finished up. That is a P5. Drazzy, only P7. Struggling, it seems, here. Lambert. And 24-1. 24-1 for Maitland. Big lap there. Let's have a look back through the order. Who is going to be a big rival? I think this man will be of Snipes SB. Let's see if he's going to improve his lap time. Beeford puts it up into P2 at 24.4 onto the front row, but again gets automatic straight away beaten by Snipes. We've got an invalidation for Lawn. Front half around the final corners. Front half puts it P4 provisionally. Who else could challenge at this point? Maybe Ludlow, I think he's the only man. I think he moved, but I don't know where. P2 for Ludlow. Go on, Ludlow. Go on, lad. Great lap, great lap. Ahead of Snipes, ahead of Beeford, front half. And damn, look at these guys. We've got two cars on a 24.3. And that is close. So it's Maitland, Ludlow. And we've got Snipes, Beeford, front half looking good as well. Lawn, Westerns, Vettel, Drazzy, Yanni Jans, and outside the top 10 is Lucky Lambert. We got Cosme, James, and Aki, and Celtic. A man who got into the top 10, so that would be why. Would be Drazzy on the medium tyres. Not paying attention, Rich, but I mean, it would be an advantage to start in the top 10 on a set of mediums, but a disadvantage to be that far back as well. That's when full qualifying comes into its own. You know, in Q2, go out on those mediums, and then you get into Q3. And maybe put it on pole position still and start on the medium, so it mixes it up a bit, the short qualifying format. And we'll be back in a moment for the race starts. So just looking back at the Bahrain Grand Prix, there was only one incident reported. That was between Tommy Riehl and Perez, who were both absent today. Just as well, on lap 25 going into turn 10, Tommy Riehl makes a move down the inside of Perez. Naturally, the Ferrari runs deep into the corner, allowing Perez to cut back. Going into turn 11, it appears both drivers make minimal contact, but that caused Perez to go into a wall, losing his front wing. However, it's down to a racing incident, as drivers did not have sufficient evidence from any onboard footage. So let's hope that in future they know to clip any incidents from their POV. And lads, what is the weather? Let me know. Looks a bit cloudy. Not too dissimilar from qualification, but how long those clouds will hold out for, we will see. Will they drop any rain on the circuits? I certainly hope so. So we're just waiting for race control to give us the green light for the start of the session. Let's hope they don't hang around for too long. I've got a headache. So yeah, Silverstone Grand Prix, a pretty easy, soft to mediums, medium to softs. It's always a bit quicker to go medium to soft if you can hack, a full tank of fuel on the medium tyre, hang with the pack, use the DRS to advantage, and then have softs for the final push when everyone's struggling on those medium tyres. But yeah, you do need to stay with the pack, make sure you don't get caught up and stuck behind anyone in that opening stint of the Grand Prix. Who's your predictions for the race win today? Maitland once again starting in a great position, up on the front row in P1, pole position. Like we said earlier, 6 DNFs in a row for that man. He really needs to convert it today, and he's his own worst enemy sometimes, Maitland. He's got the pace, but he just makes the odd mistake. He will blame Codemasters till the cows come home, but it's just the nature of the beast and this game as well. Of course, this game cycle coming to an end. This will be the final season on the Republic of Motorsport for F1 2020. Then we'll move into F1 2021, which has been announced, was it mid-July or early July to be released. And we have little hope that they'll actually fix some of the online issues that we've encountered. And we've encountered many over time. I think the first one we ever encountered was the safety car. Overtake the safety car, it will tell you, and then it will automatically disqualify you. What other ones have we had? Of course, the constant disconnects that's still going on to this day. Hopefully, touch wood, that we don't have many drivers disconnect from this Grand Prix today, but that's an ongoing thing. It will say that you're not signed into Xbox Live. When you're still streaming, you're still in a party, and that's just Cody's having a mare. I think the engine of the game might be slightly broken there. What other issues? Of course, there's always some audio issues. Whether you're on board or commentating, you'll get that gearbox glitch. Or if you're inside the car racing, you get that crackly feedback as well. Of course, the timing standings. If someone leaves, rejoins, they can get fastest lap, and penalties don't sort of counts, or you get bumped down the order. But yes, we're really hopeful that we get a good game for F1 2021. We've got a green light from race control, so we are going to get into the formation lap. Here we go, the drivers are leaving the grid slots now, and as you can see, it's that man, a CSR Maitland on the front row. Delighted to say it's 2 Alphas on the front row, but it's an Alpha Tauri, followed by an Alfa Romeo, and that Alfa Romeo is ROM Ludlow. Couldn't be happier to see this guy up on the front row of the grid. Really made some huge leaps in terms of performance over this season, and a well-deserved front row start. Let's convert that now. To be starting ahead of Mr. Snipes SB is no mean feat, and also to be starting ahead of the championship leader, currently down in P4. And I'm interested, really interested to see the scrap that will, I'm sure, ensue between Snipes and B Ford on the second row. Then we've got the sister Alfa Romeo on row 3, and that is front half, alongside the lead Mercedes, delighted to say, of Lawn 107. Then on row 4 we have Westerns alongside RSF1 Vettel, who did keep his position in actual fact, even though he did join the session late, so that's good to see. Then we've got on row 5, we've got Drazzy, first of the medium runners, the only medium runner to qualify inside the top 10, and he is joined by Yanni Jans, who will start on those soft compound tyres. Let's get the graphic up in front of us so we can see who's on what. We want that and not that. So outside the top 10, we do have Lucky Lambert, followed by Cosme. RM James starting on the softs, different to everyone else outside the top 10. We've got Aki, and then Celtic propping up the field, as the leaders will now be guided into their grid slots. Now the game does this, it takes over before you get to like the pit entry to avoid you pitting under the safety car. Under the formation lap, Rich. But I would like to see that as a feature, you know. Maybe you got the strategy wrong, maybe you need to change the tyres and you go into the pits. There should be a red light at the end of the pit lane to stop you taking advantage. I think that's what it's there for. But nevertheless, get a bit more realism, that would be great to see. Last cars taking their grid slots now for the British Grand Prix. This is ROM round 14 here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, as the red lights come on in front of us. We've got 5 red lights, and it's go, go, go for the British Grand Prix, and it looks like a good start for the guys on the front row. Snipes has got an absolute barnstormer, as well as B Ford, and they're going to be contesting for second position. And look at Snipes already challenging for the race lead as they come through the first few corners. It's going to be wheel to wheel with Maitland. B Ford as well, battling with Ludlow. Oh, and the battle still goes on at the front of the order. We've got Snipes right under the gearbox now of Maitland, having a little look there, but just thinks better of it, as everyone looks to have come through fairly unscathed through the opening laps here. And this is where it can really get tight and tricky as we approach the high-speed section of this circuit. We've got the real high-speed corners that you really need to chuck it in, not have a car up your inside. And further down the order, we've got a battle ensuing here, and that is Drazzy, as it wants to get a move on. That's Lawn actually slipping down the order. That's his teammate behind him. Car's getting very twitchy there. The Alpha just having a bit of a moment, and that's going to invite it's that Drazzy up alongside him. So let's just catch up with the order further up the grid. So at the front of the pack, just holding station for the time being. B Ford made up some good ground. Front half, not with the best start. He did start P2. He's lost a couple of positions on lap 1. And excuse the time in tower. We'll just click away from that for the time being. DRS has been enabled. So it says. This is going to be a race to the death, this Grand Prix. You can really have some close battles out on circuit. And the time is standing, slowly sort themselves out, it seems. Further back, we've got the two Mercedes squabbling. I think Drazzy's going to get let past. Okay, Lorne, this is James. Drazzy is faster than you. Please let him through. Even though he is on the medium tyre, he looks a bit more confident in race trim. Does Drazzy, and they're playing the team game, it seems. Beeford now just nibbling into Snipes. Snipes will be playing the long game. And it'll be an ERS battle here as well. Not taking too much out the car too early on. About timing it right. Maybe getting that undercut as well. Going to be crucial for track position. Maitland with another fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 28.346. Weston's looking pretty good. Down in P5. Looks to have come alive here under the grey skies of Silverstone. And Snipes now just slipping out of the DRS range of Maitland, who's really got a move on out front. And Snipes maybe going to need to use a bit of that energy, otherwise he's going to come under attack from the championship leader. Further down the order, we've got two cars side by side. It's Ludlow and James scrapping at it. Ludlow, terrible start, isn't he? In danger of slipping out the points at this rate. Car looks okay. Maybe just had a moment, which I've not picked up on. Let's have a look here. Is Weston's going to go on the offensive? Both cars will have the DRS. Snipes has got back in DRS range of Maitland up front. And we've still got this group in pursuit here. Front half himself in danger of losing out. Maitland with another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Really controlling the pace well. Beautiful out front. Drazzy closing up to the back of Vettel. Little lock up there. Game doesn't really punish you for lock-ups here. You don't get flat spots. It's not something you really need to worry about. Weston's getting very close there. Drazzy short shift in there to get on the power extra early. Carry the speed, carry the momentum. And a nice train of cars. Everyone's still pretty much in the big DRS train all the way down to P15. We do have a little pause after Weston's Vettel. We're talking to Vettel, he's just picked up a penalty. So he's going to be extra vulnerable here. I think he had a poor exit out of that last corner. And without the aid of DRS himself, he was just a sitting duck there. Again, running wide. Weston's picks up a penalty, so they're coming in thick and fast at this point in the Grand Prix. Lap 4 of 26. It's Maitland from Snipes, Beeford front half, Weston's Drazzy, Vettel, Lorne, Ludlow and James, your top 10. Catch up with the lead fight. Snipes looking closer than ever. Maybe managing the race a bit more at this point. Maitland gets a bit loose on the rear end, and this is going to invite Snipes to have a look. Snipes had to check the momentum there though, because there was just a car in the way at the apex, and this is really closed up the top three now, all within a second of each other. And one slip, one lapse in concentration, and there could be big repercussions here. So Maitland got away with that. Beautiful, just having a little look there. Just filling the mirrors of that Renault saying, hey, look at me, I'm here. Let's get a move on. I think there was a little hurry up to Snipes. Ludlow picking up a 3-second penalty. And let's see who gets the best exit out of here. Good exit for the AlphaTauri, but here comes the DRS power. As you can see, Snipes gaining, he's gaining, but it's going to be a bit too late at this point. Snipes hangs the corner a bit tighter. Yeah, they're not going to be close enough at this stage to make any kind of moves. Do love this camera shot on the rear wing. Just watching the world fly on by. Beautiful part of the world, Silverstone. No greater place to be. The Formula RAF base circuit built on the outer ring road around the aerodrome, or whatever you want to call it. And this is bringing more cars into it, actually. Front half's now in the mix. Drazzy not in a bad spot. These boys don't get a move on. The medium runner of Drazzy could look pretty good come the end of the Grand Prix now. You can see the D-rates up ahead of us. I think Maitland is going to be looking for a pit stop so he can recruit some energy soon. He's going to be pushing to the max because these boys are no slouches behind. And look at B Ford, look at him. He's lurking. He's gaining on Snipes. Not close enough though. Further down the order, they're going wheel to wheel. It's Red Bull versus Mercedes power. He's going to try to hang it around the outside. There's a little kiss on the apex. The Mercedes takes the wider line. This is where the pinch comes. Oh, they're going to touch again. They're going to pushed out wide. And over the curb is Lawn. And the Red Bull is just exerting everything there. Got no battery left. And they're going to still go at it. They're going to try and break deeper. And later they're going to touch again. Vettel's going to have the inside corner now. The Mercedes needs to be clever and just get the power on. Get the momentum. He's got the launch out the corner, and say that it's not over until the fat lady sings. Vettel's picked up the DRS, that's why he's held on to it. So Lawn's going to look for the alternative line for these corners, and some of these corners they're great because you can have that. There's 2 or 3 different lines you can take through there and carry a bit more entry or exit speed, depending on what line you wish to take. Nice little scrap from these two here. Front half struggling for ERS up ahead of us. You can see the flashing light indicating that we're harvesting energy, and that'll mean we're down on power because we're not deploying, we are taking energy, not giving it. And here we go. It's going to be a pretty cut and dry move, it seems. Weston's probably going to be on the button. It's going to be up the inside. There's a nice battle up ahead of us as well. Oh, it's still wheel to wheel. Oh, that's a bit naughty. Bit naughty. Oh, yeah, we're getting our elbows out here, boys. James picks up a penalty. Weston's is not going to be happy. I think he's going to pull over, is he? No, he's not. He's just going defensive. You've got to be careful. This is in danger of boiling over at this point. We'll break off to the leaders in a moment. Maitland's still doing a cracking job. Lap 8 of 26, still holding on to the lead of the Grand Prix. Snipes and B-Ford in close pursuit. And now front half has dropped right off because he's defending for his life. Drazzy's going to join this battle anytime soon. He's going to have the advantage. Oh, brave to go around the outside there, Weston's. Hang it round. He should hold on to that position for now. And you can see Drazzy there, lurking, ready to pounce. Look at this gang of cars as well. Lucky Lambert's feeling lucky. Following a car that closely, you can have absolutely no aero when you need it through this high-speed sector. We're going to have to break away because it's getting really close out front. No one quite close enough to make a move. Drazzy's gone for it. Round the outside. Front half, no energy, and into the pits comes Snipes. He's pulled the trigger and gone for the undercuts. Good call. Lawn as well. Quite a few cars opting for the early pit stop. Really long pit lane here. So it's going to be crucial now if B Ford, wants to get some advantage here. He needs to get past Maitland on this lap. And he's gaining. He's gaining. He's gaining. We're going to have to switch over. Oh, he's not close enough. Michael Lambert up the inside now. It's going to be the outside for the next corner. He's got Williams up the inside of Cosme as well. Nicely on the power. Apex is just covered off there. Slight hesitation through that corner. So expect to see the leaders box. Might have a change of the lead. Yes, B4 does get through at the end of the hangar straight there, and expect to see them dive into the pit lane. They're going to respond to snipes. Westerns as well. Drazzy started on those mediums. He's going to stay out. Westerns in. Ludlow stays out. Vettel comes in. Cosme. So let's check in with Snipes. He set a purple sector 2. He was in the hunt for the lead of the Grand Prix. Remember, B Ford was behind him prior to the pit stops, getting that fresh tyre on early. A bit of free air in front of him. Is that going to do him the world of good? We're about to find out. Coming through the final few corners, approaching the Hamilton straight now. And we're going to see where he's going to feed back in. So, pit window is open. So they have gone quite early on the strategy. And where is it going to feed him back in? B Ford. He's gained a lot of time. A lot of time. 2 seconds the gap. Maitland's lost that massively. He's gone from pretty much first to third in the net race lead. Don't count out Drazzy at this point as well. Drazzy looking pretty good. Currently in the lead of the Grand Prix. Yet to make his pit stop. But started on those mediums. And Snipes got a nice bit of clear air in front of him. 14 seconds to the next car ahead of him, which is Aki. Yet to stop. The top 7 cars all yet to make a pit stop. Let's see if there's any battles brewing throughout the order. Front half as boxed, as well as Ludlow. Oh guys, we've got yellow flag, sector 3, that Vettel's gone around. We're going to get a double stack. I mean, strategy, guys, come on. Come on, you've just killed yourselves here. Honestly, have we got the Ferrari engineers in here today or what? I know it's Italian, but come on, come on, Mamma mia. Vettel just recovering after his earlier spin. Lambert's got a gang of cars behind him. So B Ford has been really pushing. Remember, the gap was about 2.1 seconds, now 1.5 seconds separates him and Snipes. Maitland as well is doing everything he can to try and close up the gap. They need to be careful though, because you can see a number of cars, 6 cars now with time penalties. A nice heli shot here. Look at this, bit of contact there at the apex, and that's Vettel round. Oh, it's gone from bad to worse for Vettel today. He had that spin, and now he's put it in the bin. I think he carried a bit too much momentum into that corner. And contact was inevitable, from what I saw anyway. I could be wrong, I normally am. So don't worry too much. Here we go, lap 12 of 26. So Maitland now with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Currently in P8, that'll be a net P3, if we're not counting Drazzy at this point. And look at this. Look at this. B Ford is absolutely on a march. And he's right on the back of Snipes, who's struggling. Weirdly struggling. And we got a battle one. B Ford, Snipes. Beeford goes up the inside. Snipe's quite happy there, it seems, to not fight it too hard. Maybe tuck back in and recoup some of the energy maybe lost from being in the clear air there. And Maitland's going to be in a good position. We've got yellow flag, and that is Vettel just retiring in pit lane. Yeah, change of the net race lead. Cosme as well getting quite close to P2 on track of Lucky Lambert. And into the pits comes Cosme. Into the pits comes Cosme. So, at the midway mark, Beeford now sets the fastest lap time so far. Everyone bumps up one as cars in the pits. Quite early to be going on to those soft tyres. I think he can do it, but I wouldn't be too sure. A brave call. So Drazzy leads the way. End of lap 13, approaching lap 14. Started on those medium tyres, as well as Lucky Lambert, Celtic and Aki all yet to stop. Then our lead car, who has made his mandatory stop for the afternoon, is Beeford, and he's showing some excellent pace here today. Snipes is in the hunt alongside Maitland up behind him. And then we've got a bit of a gap to front half. The Alfa Romeos did double stack, and it was poor decision making from both of them. One of them should have come in a lap earlier, you would have expected. So looking forward to the Portuguese Grand Prix today. Coming up after this Grand Prix, where Valtteri Bottas took pole position from Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, can Bottas not bottle it and bring home the dub? Knowing Bottas, he will succumb to the pressure. I think it will depend on the conditions. Very breezy, gusty, and yeah, it looks like a good circuit for the Mercedes. That concept, the lower rake aspect of it as well, because we see the other sort of identical sister almost from last year, Aston Martin's doing a good job in qualification. Nice to see Vettel qualify for the top 10 after, you know, going out in Q3 in some of the rounds so far, and yeah, good to see them back where we expect them to be. And you know, they've got a big budget now, they've really invested, and expect to see them do big things for the next season when we do have the big aero change, and the new era of cars will be born. We're going to lose a lot of lap time because we're going to lose a lot of downforce, so the engineers will all be scurrying to make up that difference there. Front half, Weston's getting very close. Good driving there from Weston's, not to rear end that car up ahead of him there. Lap 15 of 26. James picks up 3 seconds worth of penalties. Here comes Weston's down the inside. They're going to go wheel to wheel on the apex. Inside will come the outside here. They're just going to battle. It's going to be a drag race up to the next corner. Who's going to lift? Looks like front half is just going to tuck in there. That racing point has exerted a lot of energy. Both cars up ahead of Lawn now. Blinking away, showing that they have a vulnerability, and that is they are low on ERS. front half just kicking up a bit of the grass there, and Lawn's got a good run. Expect him to make a move up into the next corner. Yes, he does. Will he make it stick? Still wheel to wheel. Oh, has to back out over there because front half wanted a bit more of the circuit than he expected. And good awareness there from Lawn, but a bit poor from front half. That's why it's important you know your drivers. You know who you're up against. Yanni Jans, 3 seconds worth of time penalties. So Celtic and Aki on 3 seconds, Weston 6, front half 3, as well as Ludlow, James on 6, and Yanni on 3. Those who are clean so far, we have Drazzy, Beeford, Snipes, Maitland. We have Lawn, Cosme, and Lambert. Good on you, lads. Lap 16 of 26 here at Silverstone. And we've got Drazzy out front with Celtic and Aki yet to make a stop. And Drazzy in a good position. He's going to really need to put to work those soft tyres though when he comes out. And the good thing about this alternate strat is if there is a safety car and he is in the box now, then it would have brought him into contention on a soft tyre where he can really make some moves. Here we go, let's see where Drazzy feeds back in, shall we? Long old pit stop this. So slow, so long. Painful to watch. And there goes B forward, Snipes and Maitland. Well, he's going to have some work to do. He's going to have a lot of work to do as Drazzy comes out into position 8. Those boys will be looking over their shoulders. Cosme boxed a bit too early, we think, on those soft tyres, and he's going to have a lot of work to do come the end of the Grand Prix. A lot of tyre management, or he's going to be in danger of getting a puncher. We saw Lewis Hamilton, Sainz, and Co. all getting penalties, and this track is notorious. Penalties, punches, Rich, punches. Yeah, I remember. I think one of the first British Grand Prix I went to, I think both Ferraris on the final laps picking up punches, I think on the front left tyre. Much to my delight as a Hamilton fan, I have to say. I know you all won't like that, but I did enjoy it. Not going to lie, I did enjoy it. Snipes having a little look there on the back of B Ford. So we're coming round to start lap 18 of 26 here. Oh, we got a bit of contact, bit of argy-bargy. Someone's round. Weston's. That just boiled over there, it seems. Weston's would have cooked up his tyres there. He has to be careful rejoining here. So he's going to try and have a go, and he's going to have to let him go. Oh, so sad to see. Weston's was having a good race. Good old race. Here's Drazzy. The teammates meet again. Cosme wants to have a go on his teammate as well. Of course, Cosme boxed a lot earlier. It would already be quite second-hand, those tyres. These two again. Front 3, still in close proximity. I think the man to watch at the minute is Drazzy. He's going to be carving his way through. And he needs to do it ASAP. If he wants to get on the podium, it's going to be a big ask as it is. It's Lucky Lambert getting around the outside of Lawn, who's really struggling now on his medium tyres. Lucky Lambert on the alternate strategy on those soft red walls. And Lawn don't want to fight it too hard because the car ahead does have a penalty. It's right on board with CSR Maitland, starting on pole position, now finds himself in third. And it's all about, this is chess now, boys. This is chess, okay? You need to position your pieces at the right time and have something in your pocket. And that might be a bag of, ERS. Oh, Drazzy gets through, like we said, up into P4. Expect front half to come under attack as well from the fast charging Cosme. But yeah, have a bit of fuel in the tank. Maybe have your tyres in a good position. These two going at it, the two Italian teams. Ferrari versus Alfa. Ferrari's not giving up. It comes back up the inside. It's going to be a brave move here if he's going to send it. Ludlow runs wide, giving a bit too much space there. Come back on the track though in front. Did he get an advantage by leaving the circuit? I'm not quite sure. Snipes again. Getting to within 2 tenths there. He's just trying to make B Ford sweat at this point. It's going to be about the last couple of laps. Just go in for it. So B Ford, 35% ERS and a fuel light, which means you'll need to do some saving. And like out of this corner, you might want to on traction through some of the trickier corners. Snipes, however, 62% ERS. Not really burning it either, just using the DRS to his advantage. Maitland, around 25% on the ERS. Looking good for fuel. And Drazzy now 4.3 seconds behind this lead-in pack and on the soft tyres. Oh, just boiled over maybe there. Celtic and Ludlow. Ludlow again rejoining the circuit. It's not gone well today. Ludlow starting in P2. It promised so much. Here we go. Here we go. Snipes down the inside at the end of the hangar straight and moves himself up into P1. And B4 doesn't want to sit behind for too long. You can be assured of that. Cosme gets past front half up into position 5. And let's stay on board with this fight because this is going to go on and on and on and on. Celtic moves himself up into 9th ahead of James. These soft tyres coming good at the end. And Drazzy now 3.7 seconds behind the lead fight at the front of the order. Is B4 going to be close enough at the end of the Wellington straight now to have a go? We've got Aki further down the order. We're getting past Ludlow, who has boxed. He has boxed. Maybe giving up the go here, it seems. And B4's gaining. Not going to be quite close enough. Has Snipes bolted too early? Will he concede the position again in the final laps? We're about to find out. With only 5 laps to go, front half picks up a penalty. Top 5 are clean so far. Great to see from the boys. Drazzy now 3.4 seconds behind this lead battle, and B4 is all over the rear wing of Snipes. Look at this. The menacing orange McLaren just lurking. That papaya car filling up the mirrors of the banana yellow of the Renault here. Lap 21 of 26. Maitland is there. If they dare to make a mistake, Cosme picks up 3 seconds worth of penalties. And here comes B4. He's gaining. And he's not looking to make the move just yet. Snipes gets a good exit out of the corner. They're all being so careful, tiptoeing there onto the power. Don't want to get over the curb. Pick up a track limits warning at this late stage of the Grand Prix as we come around the last corner to start lap 22 of 26 here in Silverstone. It's Snipes, Spearford, Maitland. Drazzy is ever gaining now 3.1 seconds behind. Then it's Cosme, front half, Lucky Lambert, Lorne, Celtic and James, your top 10. There's a lot of penalties. There'll be a lot of movers and shakers when we do cross the checkered flag, and B4 now getting very close to the rear wing of Snipes, who gets a good exit out of the corner. Maitland seems to be struggling in the background. I think he's used and abused his car a bit too much. Here comes B4. He's going to have a look. He's going to be gaining, but not close enough on this occasion. And oh, this is going to kill me, this battle here. So if you're new to the Republic of Motorsport, every Sunday, 4:30, if you're interested, you think you've got what it takes to take on these boys, get in touch with this man we're looking at behind us, ROM B4 on Xbox. He'll get you up for a trial. B4 with some excellent speed there through the corner, and he's already over the back wing of Snipes here. Expect him to make the move down the inside. And it's Renault Power versus Renault Power, because this is last season's cars. And it's the McLaren who gets head of the Works Renault team. And then we've got Maitland, who's edged ever closer. Talking of edging closer, Drazzy now 2.2 seconds behind the lead battle on the soft tyres. Expect him to come good very late. But is it going to be too little, too late? We're going to find out very, very soon. Oh. Let's have a look for contenders of driver of the day so far. So positions gained. Cosme up 7, but does have penalties and may drop down. Celtic up 6. B4 up 3 positions. Oh, they're getting close up ahead. God damn. God damn. Lucky Lambert edging close out. Drivers of the day, Drazzy so far for me. Now 1.6 seconds behind this lead fight. If he gets a podium, he is nailed on for driver of the day. These lot are battling. The more they battle, the better it is for Drazzy at this point. Oh, Drazzy, no! Why do I have to say these things? Drazzy, he picks up 3 seconds of penalties. Oh, he's going to be cursing me after this one. Snipes. How close do you want to get? Oh. Class driving from the lads. Sorry to the rest of the field, but you can't take your eyes off the front of the order right now. Well, lap 24 of 26 in Silverstone. I'm losing my breath here. It's not easy by yourself, so credit, shout out to all the solo commentators. We got Logical, we got Phil, we got Baraps who do it, and you're going to need strong vocal cords for this one. So who's kept enough in reserve? Drazzy's going to have to just send it if he gets close enough. Let's have a quick sneak peek, shall we? B4 40%, Snipes has been building 73%, Maitland 6%. No, Maitland picks up 3 seconds of penalties. That's going to bring Drazzy into the fight, who's now in DRS territory of the car ahead. And Maitland's not going to have anything to defend with at this point. His tyres are going to be going off. The car behind does have the softs, but they're going to be reaching the end of their lifespan as well. As we can see, just shuffling around in the braking zone. That is not advisable. And yeah, race control do not like that kind of thing there, especially when you've got a car so close behind you. Got to be careful. We've started the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. It's currently B4, Snipes and Maitland in the lead of the Grand Prix. Of course, Maitland did pick up that penalty. Expect Snipes to maybe go on the last lap for the lead of the Grand Prix. It's going to come down to the final few corners, the final DRS zone, the final attack mode, and the final ounce of energy in that car. We'll switch over. They're getting very close once again. Snipes is gaining, and he's not using the button just yet. He's going to have a look up the inside, and he's going to make B4 run a bit wide. And he's just going to make him feel a bit nervous at this point in the race. And Drazzy now, look at this. It's a 4-way scrap for the lead of the Grand Prix here in Silverstone. Oh my God, this is going to go to the flag. Come on, boys, keep pushing now. Scenario 7. Push and hold, overtake out of the corner. And let's go, hammer time. Lambert was getting close, but not quite close enough on this occasion. Let's ride on board with B Ford, and let's have a look out the rear window of this car, because B Ford is coming under attack now from Snipes. He's going to have a look, and he's going to go to the inside. B Ford is going to try and hang it round the outside, but it's going to be in vain as it's a bit of contact. And I think that was B Ford's fault for trying to hold it on there. Yeah. Oh, he has a big snap. Big snap there. And this is going to allow Maitland up the inside. Oh, look at this. Just is going to be there as well. Oh, here we go. He's locked up a bit. Oh, damn. B Ford is going to be absolutely ranging. Look at this. Snipes the only guy without a penalty now out in front. And oh, it's going to be ding dong to the end. Maitland's got no energy left in the tank. Snipes just needs to use his energy wisely. Last lap of the Grand Prix. One hell of a fight. What do you make of that contact? Do let me know in the chat, boys. I think that was a racing incident, if I call it that. B Ford tried to hang it around the outside and try to put his car into place where it wasn't welcomed. Well, we'll let the stewards decide, one of which is B Ford, of course. That'll be interesting. Well, Snipes in the lead. Maitland currently P2. Remember, this is going to be on track position. B Ford looks like he's got... Has he got the energy to do it? Has he? He's going to go to zero. It's going to be a straight drag fight. Oh, he's again trying to go around the outside here. He's going to push his car across the track limits there. He's going to lock up, go deep into the corner. Be a bit of contact. Oh. 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 It finished 0.002 behind Maitland. Oh damn, oh damn, oh damn. There's going to be some handbags after this one, boys. Hey, dingers, welcome, dingers! Chicken dingers in the chat. Good day, sir, good day. I thought Maitland got it across the line with me for 0.002. Damn. Snipes, B Ford, Maitland, Drazzy, Lorne, Cosme, Lambert, front half, Celtic, James, Yaddy Yans outside the points, as well as Weston's, Aki, Ludlow. My God, Ludlow. It wasn't a good day at the office for the Alpha driver. And a 1 DNF of Vettel. That has been round 14. That has been the British Grand Prix. And this has been the Republic of Motorsport. We'll try and get him in for a quick chat because I'm ready to dash, get out of here and watch the Grand Prix. But yeah, fantastic battle out front. And we said it was going to come down to the last lap. You didn't want to be in the lead on the last lap of the Grand Prix because you're going to become a cropper. And that's exactly what happened here today. What a fight. Good old Smeggers put up a battle. Like, he was leading the race for too long early on. And I think it just caught up with him in the end. Snipes lifts the trophy at his home Grand Prix. That's 2-2. 2-2 for Snipes SB. Back-to-back wins in Bahrain, I think it is, and Silverstone now. And not a bad way to kick off the Republic of Motorsport career. And that's your podium. There's your final order. Only 2 drivers keeping it penalty free. And let's try and invite them in for a chinwag if they are willing. So yes, just to clarify, your final order: Snipes, B Ford, Maitland, Drazzy, Lorne, Cosme. Good performance from Cosme. Lucky Lambert, front half, Celtic, and James with the final points today. A number of incidents to report on after that Grand Prix. And my God, did we have some battles. And drivers joining the booth, please do include your audio so we can hear you on the stream. We'd love to hear from you. Who we got in the house? We've got CSR Maitland taking the pole position and finishing a Grand Prix for the first time, I think, in the Republic of Motorsport. You led the race for so long. You led the race for so long. You took everything out of your energy deployment. What a fight. Talk to me about those final few corners.
Oh, it was just pure carnage. Obviously, me and Ben were side by side, and I'm not sure how on earth I'm still sure that I crossed that finish line first, but if Ben finished first, fair play. I'm pretty sure
I think
it
Ben's
was
got a bigger nose than
millimeters.
you. Or something.
Yeah. Ben's like a dildo in the end, you know.
He just done that little sprinter's dip at the end. You know what I mean? Got his
Yeah.
head across the line first.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, first stint was all right. Snipes just sat in the DRS the whole time. It was impossible to pull away. And then me and Ben went one more lap till lap 9. Got held in the pit stop, so lost over a second to Ben. Like more than that to Snipes. So I had a lot of pushing to do to get back up. So I had to drain my whole battery to get there really. And from then I was on the back foot. Drazzy was flying behind on the alternate strategy, so I knew that he would be right up my trough at the end. But yeah, it was just carnage at the end. I think it was almost 3 wide through that last corner, and yeah, it was just. I'm sure it was very good to watch.
Yes, indeed. And talking of that man on the alternate strategy, Drazzy, he must have been thinking he was in for a shout today for the race win. What a race from you going. The only guy in the top 10 on the mediums. How did the race pan out for you? And you really closed that gap down big at the end.
Yeah, I was fuming with those penalties at the end because I had so much pace. I disconnected in qualifying as well because I'm sure I would have been in the top 3, definitely. But yeah, after that was just putting fast lap after fast lap after fast lap just to catch up. And that was a close finish. I enjoyed that one.
Let's go over to the man, B Ford. B Ford. I think you've got a bit of damage on the car, a few battle wounds today. That was one hell of a scrap. Was that an enjoyable race for you?
Yeah, it was very good battle with Snipes and Maitland, of course. Obviously, 2000s. I thought I was behind you, but I'll take it. Yeah, I'm just happy I actually finished the race without having internet issues. Obviously disappointed to get the win, but just happy to actually have a decent race and finish up the order and take points away from Drazzy. Well, put away from Drazzy.
So yeah, talk to me about that Titanic scrap with Snipes. We saw you side by side, just going over, picking up a penalty there. Was that just a racing incident, would you say, or anything more?
It depends. It wasn't anything malicious, obviously. I'm going to report it still, but we don't usually take away 3 seconds, so I don't think everything done with it. It was fair racing, but just one of them, innit? Stupid game can't recognise when we're racing and when you're trying to deliberately corner cut, so who knows?
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hang on for dear life there, maybe just squeezed over. Sad to see, but the man again, back-to-back wins on his ROM debut. Snipes SB. How did you feel after that one, big man?
Yeah, it was a pretty tough race. Very tactical battle with B Ford and Maitland there. But yeah, it was a good battle in the end. But yeah, managed to hold on.
It looked like you was really struggling for pace. You boxed the lap earlier. You pulled out about 2.1 seconds advantage, and then they just closed right up on you. Was that a conscious effort to get back in the DRS, maybe of the car behind, or was you just struggling for pace?
No, I was controlling it, but then I had a massive moment going into Maggots and Beckett's. I nearly lost the car completely, so managed to hold on to the car, and yeah, that's when they got into DRS, and I knew it was going to be a tactical battle from there, basically.
Well, that explains it. An epic battle, and this is chess, not checkers, boys. And the king reigns supreme once again. This has been the Republic of Motorsport Round 14, the British Grand Prix. Join us next week, I think at 4:30. Am I right, B Ford? What do we think next week?
Yeah, should be normal time unless there's a red flag again.
Copy that. But join us again soon. Remember to get over to YouTube and subscribe to the ROM official channel as well, where you can get the uploads on there and watch it to your heart's content. I've been CSR Skills. These boys have been at ROM Motorsport, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
I'm actually pissed he won that. Jesus Christ.